Hi, welcome to another video in our video snippet series. My name is Joel Garcia and I'm the Server and Tools Lead from Microsoft Philippines. The title for our video snippet today is actually Migrating to Windows Server 2012. In a previous video snippet, we kind of discussed how customers upgrade their servers, and that's primarily due to hardware refresh cycles. But one of the things and why customers should be upgrading to newer servers is because, number one, they run more efficiently. Number two, they require less power and less power to cool. Right? And number three, specifically for the Philippines, is because we have the highest power rates in Asia. So if you take those three factors together, it really does make it a compelling reason to want to upgrade your infrastructure, your hardware, things like virtualization, for better utilization on your servers. But what is one of the blockers that people usually complain about or worry about when they're upgrading their servers? Well, talking to partners and customers, the number one reason why they hesitate with upgrades and even choose to possibly go to downgrades is around application compatibility. What is application compatibility? Well, you could be running previous versions of your software, or in the case of Microsoft specifically, you could be running older operating systems. So you might be running Windows Server 2008 or Windows Server 2003 R2 versions, and you're worried about migrating your version up to the latest version. So let's have a look at how a customer would upgrade the Windows Server 2012. In this specific example, we have a server running Windows Server 2012 Standard on two CPUs, which is entitled to two VM instances or two virtual machine instances. So the customer might be running an older version of an operating system on a physical server like Windows Server 2008 R2, or even older than that, like Windows Server 2003 R2. What he can do, and keep in mind that Windows Server 2003 R2 is a 32-bit operating system, so that is an application compatibility concern. The customer can now leverage virtualization and do what's called a P2V, or a physical to virtual migration of the physical servers into virtual instances on Windows Server 2012. Application compatibility is addressed in the VM, because even the 2003 VM that's running on Windows Server 2012 is 32-bit. So in this specific example, we leverage virtualization to address application compatibility. There are no more needs to downgrade the operating system, and therefore you're leveraging a new operating system and maximizing hardware and actually increasing hardware utilization and saving on power and costs. Now, the important thing with Windows Server 2012 is that we can grow your virtualization requirements by simply adding licenses to increase your virtual machine rights. But let's have a look at another example. How about for a smaller business that may only have one physical server? How do they upgrade to Windows Server 2012 and address application compatibility? Well, it's very similar. A customer may be running an older server instance like Windows Server 2003 R2, still leverage virtualization to do a P2V migration or physical to virtual migration and address that application compatibility. An additional benefit, because of the fact that you can have two VM instances, that company can actually create a second instance of the operating system and therefore have an instant backup. So with this setup, you're actually able to leverage virtualization for application compatibility, and again, no more downgrade, and leverage the newest and greatest operating system with your newest and greatest hardware to maximize the investment that you've made. And lastly, by leveraging the built-in virtualization, you can actually create a backup of your instance of your operating system for higher availability of your applications. As you can see, with Windows Server 2012 and built-in virtualization, we address the application compatibility concerns of upgrading to a newer operating system. And in fact, with newer operating system software, we are maximizing the capabilities of the newer hardware and other capabilities you see in the market today. We hope that more or less demystifies and the fear around why people should be upgrading to newer versions of Windows Server and how we can address application compatibility from previous versions of the operating system. Well, As usual, we hope that you have found this video useful, and please feel free to send us feedback or questions at askusph@microsoft.com. Again, that's askusph@microsoft.com. You will find all relevant links related to this video on our webpage. And if you have any questions regarding pricing and licensing, please contact your local reseller. With that, I'm Joel Garcia, Server and Tools Lead for Microsoft Philippines. We'll see you again next time.